At the moment, Mono Black has to be my favorite best of one deck, and I made a huge breakthrough yesterday. Since I was a little bit bored with best of three for a second, I decided to switch things up, go into best of one, and make some really sweeping changes to the deck list that I was running before. And most of that will come in the form of Malicious Malfunction, which I've seen a few Mono Black players in best of one already playing this card, and I know that it's a very hit or miss type of a card. It's a very hit your matchup for it, or it's gonna stick in your hand. So yeah, but essentially the goal with this card is to like completely dominate the early game, as in you will literally crush every single other aggro deck. And even against mono white, this card has a lot of use, as you'll see in some of the matches highlighted later on. I'm pretty sure I have that in my recording, but I'm not 100%. And then, yeah, to go along with the malicious malfunction, to kind of compensate for the fact that it can be useless, I am also running one copy of Celestis, which is already a good card in this deck, as you can clearly see the 6/5 mana cards in the deck, and they're extremely impactful. It can swing the game very quickly. So it's not even a downside, quote unquote, to play like a mana ramp stone essentially on turn three, tied to the potential life gain that you can get from it and the additional usage you can get out of the extra mana when you look at cards like Flesh Gorger that requires 7, when you look at Bankbuster in general that will cost you 2 each turn to draw, when you look at cards like Evolved Sleeper, which is a new addition that is essentially replacing Life of Toshiro, because yeah, again, Life of Toshiro, it was a card that I was really high on, but as I played it more and more, I kind of realized that its use cases are actually so narrow that I just did not feel like playing it anymore. I felt like its top deck potential in the mid to late game was very low. Its power in those situations was extremely low. Its impact on the early game was okay, but -1/-1 doesn't necessarily trade with anything other than against soldiers. And since I'm switching things up with the malicious malfunction, that kind of effect becomes a little bit less necessary since we're replacing it with a sweeper instead. So I'd rather have a creature that is more flexible, that has more utility in the late game, that can use mana more efficiently, since we're also running 26 lands with the 3 Murex, which gives you access to a lot of late game potential against control decks. So you've got that covered as well. And yeah, the Celestis has been really good, especially when you combine it with the fact that I've added 1 mana spells, right? So on turn 3 you can do Celestis plus 1 mana spell, so that's really good. Plus you have the sweeper now, and then obviously going from 3 to 5 is huge. And even, it also allows you to potentially miss land 4 and also hit your shield red. So all in all, the extra mana is very useful in this deck. Mono black, if you build it correctly, can use that extra mana extremely efficiently, and especially with these cards here, the Murex, the Sleeper, the Flesh Gorger, the Celestis itself using mana very well with the activated ability that will allow you to loot away cards as well, and then Bankbuster. So we've got a lot of spells here that can use mana really well, and also Command and Invoke, right? Because Invoke's going to draw you more cards that you need mana to cast, and Gix's Command can get you 2 creatures from your graveyard that you need mana to cast. So all in all, a lot of cards. Like all of these cards use mana extremely well, and that's why I'm never sad at all at the prospect of adding ways to gain mana. It just feels like every turn an extra land would do you well. Like there's almost no situation unless you're getting extremely unlucky and you miss your Bankbuster and you miss your 5 drops and you miss your sleeper where, suddenly you have a bunch of land in hand but not much going on, but that's an outlier situation. Usually you'll have something to do with that extra mana, even if that extra mana usage gets sunk into Murex, for example. But yeah, I don't have that much more to talk about. It's the same list as before. I did cut the 4 mana 6/6 flyer to go a little bit more controlling. I think if you do a 1-to-1 comparison, here's exactly what changed since the last build. Number one, the two 6/6 flyers have converted into 1 mana Evolved Sleeper. Allows you to have more playable spells on turn 1, which is also good in this format since when you're on the draw, you want to start your curve at 1. Gives you more late game potential as well. And it's not that I was not happy with the 6/6, it was that I felt like it was a little bit too narrow of a card, as in it is literally just a body. It doesn't give you card advantage. It is just pure damage and stats, and that's good, but I felt like going the more controlling route would probably lead to better results against aggro decks than simply presenting a big blocker. Like against mono red especially, that was a major consideration where, you know, the 6/6 is good, but if they have a wide enough board state, they can just power through it and hit you with the burn spells after that. It doesn't actually drain life. So I'm going for a little bit more flexibility over just pure stats and offensive power, going a little bit more into the late game instead. So that's why there's 2 Evolve Sleeper as well, if more flexible into the curve. We have 1 Infernal Grasp, and I don't remember. Yeah, so we had 4 Life of Toshiro. So here's what replaced those. We got 1 Grasp, we've got 2 Malfunction, and we've got 1 Celestis. So we got 4 new controlling cards that kind of replace what Toshiro was, you know, was fulfilling in the deck. Its role has been replaced with cards that are more impactful at more points in the game. And that was something that I think that helped this deck get pushed to the next level when it comes to really being a dominant force against aggro decks. And yeah, having these extra removal spells and the extra mana and the life gain and the card selection, it just adds a lot more power to your early game, especially. And then Celestis more into the mid game. But yeah, the early game is a little bit more covered now instead of relying on Toshiro, you know, hitting something that has 1 toughness, or, you know, sure, it gains you some life, but it doesn't actually develop your board. So let's say against mono red, you play Toshiro on 2. If you don't have anything, you can -1/-1. You'll gain 2 life, but then they'll swing for 2. So it kind of evens out, except they're gaining a wider board state and you're just sitting there with no creature until turn 3 or until turn 4, right? Yeah. 2 and then 3, it does it again, yeah, until turn 4. So you'd have no blocker until turn 4, which is a little bit awkward in some situations. Where Toshiro shines the most is probably against soldiers, but again, I think now that we have Malfunction, that is less of a problem. Either way, let's jump into some matches. I hope you enjoy them, and yeah, let's get into it. All right, interesting. Good enough. It's mono white? I hope not. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I didn't think mono white would be super great in best of 1 because of the Selesnya deck, but hey, whatever. That sucks. That is worst case scenario, probably. That is so unfortunate that I'm giving them 2 cards for free there. I guess.
We must protect the people.
I guess I can catch 3, draw 0. The only good news is I do have the Evolved Sleepers. That is the only saving grace at this point. Okay. I'll be saving that. That's good too. So they have no Wandering Emperor as well, so they have a bunch of removal. Essentially. And that is totally fine for me. Double Companion. Question is, do I play Shield Red now? Do I Sleeper now? Okay, that is decent. If I sleeper, it can... Let me think about this. So I have 8 mana. It was 3, 3, 2. So I play... So 4 mana. So I can draw 1 card, which is not great. If I wait a turn, I would not be able to draw either. Or it would be 10 mana, so I need 2 lands, which is not that likely to happen. So I'd probably just do Shield Red and then activate Mirax. I'm hoping another card goes in the graveyard that I can bring back, otherwise it's kind of pointless. Ooh, that's good though. I'm happy about that. That means no removal spell. Potentially. Oh, wow. Surprising. That is not great, huh? But I don't think I can pass up the opportunity to just go in, yeah. Get some trespassing going as well. We're at 3. I've got some direct damage in the deck somewhere. Now just gotta find it. That's annoying. But I'm pretty sure they don't have another. I wonder if I draw here. I don't necessarily think I do. No, I should. I was gonna say maybe I activate Mirax, but doesn't seem that great. That's a good draw though. Ooh, I wish they had to play that into my Shield Red, but they don't. I'm probably gonna end up playing a Corrupt somewhere in here. Ooh, that's really good. Okay. All I need is this anyways. And I doubt they would be able to deal with this instance. But it's possible. Goodbye, Trespasser. Please? Yes. In a way, it's actually better that they block with the owl, because if they find a Wandering Emperor, or if they had a Wandering Emperor, they would. So it's kind of reassuring to see this block either way. Okay, 26 lands. I'm very happy with this hand, if I actually get there, which I should, right? Because technically I have 27 lands. Once I hit my third, I can also hit the Celestus, which would allow me to guarantee Shield Red. As per Legends, possibly? Okay, well, guess we're doing the Bank Buster. Well, I'm not too happy about that. I don't think I can draw Sorcery Speed here. In case they have a Flash creature into Rafine. Which is not completely unlikely. I can't rule that out. And if I miss my land drop, it's the same thing as drawing on their turn, right? Sure. Just have to hope I hit my lands. Okay, no land, and no land again. Wow. What's the point of playing 26 if this is gonna happen? At least I have a bunch of cards,
Nobody knows
and I
how
can
many
attack that,
shadows
so
haunt me. I'm
probably getting
tired
rid
of
of
your
Celestis at
secrets.
this point. I don't know about... Oh, this is Esper Control. Oh. Oh, I shouldn't. Oh, no, I miscalculated.
Fine. I know when I'm
This
not
was not
hunting.
Legends. Oh, no, 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 no. That is really bad. I automatically assumed it would be Legends, but I discarded the worst possible card in that situation. I'm too used to best of three. Esper Control is not really a deck in that. But, that is really bad. Yeah. Esper Control just does not exist in best of three, really. Or it's too uncommon. I would never assume that it would be that. I don't think there's a need to... Well, guess that farewell, I guess. Any point of damage could matter. Wandering Emperor, end of turn. Okay. Well, they took extra damage for basically no reason, right?
During my travels. Let me show you.
Plus into farewell, gotcha.
Show them how we greet
That's
our
about what I
friends.
expected. That's why I took the card from the graveyard. That's also why I didn't play anything.
Guards, to me.
Finally get some use out of my removal spell at least. Putting them to 1 with the 2 shield reds coming up. And Mirexes. And Trespasser. Feeling pretty good. The Mirex makes this matchup. So I'm definitely geared towards control with the Mirexes instead of the Foundries. That's really, really good in this matchup. So even though I misplayed, the matchup is still in my favor, so... Interesting. I wouldn't say this is too good, but... Mirror match, okay. My hand is not great for the mirror. I'm definitely considering playing Lily as well, now that I've slowed down the list a little bit. Now that I have Malfunction. Don't know what it would be replacing, though. Too many... I just have too many 3 drops. But it would help in the mirror. Yeah,
This is my
they have a better list
and I
for the
don't
mirror,
wish
unfortunately.
to touch my things.
This game is over.
You won't be outsmarting
I
me.
have a... Yeah, their list is way better in the mirror than mine. They have Underdog, they have... that's good. At least. They have Underdog and Lily. Both cards are fantastic in the mirror. With no answer. I'm discarding this, playing this, attacking. And they still have to discard, so it's not the end of the world. But they can regain resources for free with the Underdog. They didn't activate. Does that mean they're chump blocking? Maybe. I feel like they should have used this to the advantage a little bit more, maybe. I don't know. That must mean that's a really good card. Invoke, maybe? Okay, so they're trading Trespasser for my Flesh Gorger, which means I can probably just play this out. There's no way they're plussing here. Okay. I would discard the Gix's command either way. So it was Bankbuster, maybe? Which is going to be a problem, essentially. Okay, so they have a kill spell for... That was their last card, was a removal spell. Actually, I would have discarded the removal spell in their spot, but yeah, they kept it, and it's going to pay off. But the Lily didn't have as much impact as I thought it would have. It was good, but the fact that they couldn't keep plussing means that I get to keep my Gix's command, eventually get these two back, and I potentially stabilize. Oh, that's good. I kind of need it now. And 26 lands. It might pay off. I had to discard a land, though. This is not good in this position. Yeah, what are I thinking about? If I hit it, we're in a fantastic spot. I think. Yeah, because then I can do 3. Yeah. This is great. No, I can't remove that. That's an artifact. That's the entire problem. Otherwise, it wouldn't be too bad. Alright, so we got a 3 for 1 there. It's going to take some time to develop, but the only thing that they have going for them right now, that's fine, is that the Bankbuster would have procced the next turn, although they didn't do it. So what they should have done is drawn for sure. Try to find land. And now I don't... Yeah, this is totally fine. This is probably best case scenario. They play just a random Dirtle creature, mid-range creature, and they don't progress their hand at all. They don't go for the high roll of finding a land into underdog, which would be pushing their advantage quite a bit. Meanwhile, I'm able to find Shield Red, which will stifle their draws a little bit, or at least punish them a little bit for drawing some more. And maybe I find another land, I get the Flesh Gorger out. I'm definitely going to hold in case they find Invoke, which they found 0 so far, so eventually that'll come down, and I will sack the Bankbuster for it. Okay. It's a -2. They need interaction, and they need it fast. So yeah, they would have found the land, and they would have been able to push the advantage super hard. Ooh, meanwhile, I'm the one who's pushing the advantage here by hitting my land drops. This is why I like 26 in this deck. It just feels like every single land drop is really impactful until a certain point. If you draw the right cards, of course. At this point, it's an 8 damage for me. Okay, Lily. Oh no, they're going for it. Wow. Oh, Lily would have been really impactful there. It would have forced the Shield Red to go. Yeah, this doesn't really do anything. Oh, they do have a second creature, though. Oh. They do have a second creature. But that would also mean that they can't block this, which means that they also die, so... I think that seals it, right? I'm ready to sack my lands if necessary. Okay. A pretty good game. Surprising comeback. Oh, three 5-drops. Oh, why? This was like close to keep. Maybe give me 3 lands and 2 5-drops. I'd take it. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Am I gonna get punished from Rex? But the odds are low, but not 0. Okay. Yeah, this is unfortunate. Hey, maybe I just rip lands off the top. That's why we're playing 26, right? That everything is going according to plan to some extent. Okay. Well, I found the swamp, which is what I needed, and Malicious Malfunction is a fantastic spell in this matchup. Although that is pretty annoying. Okay. That's a good draw. Hey, we're hitting the lands. 26. 26. Hey, alright. Eh. Okay. Alright. Buff that for attacks. No? I know you want to. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Alright. Gimme, gimme. I wonder if they actually double block. They don't, right? There's no way they double block. Oh my god, they're actually double blocking. What? Okay, I was like, are you kidding me? They have no reason to double block. Oh my goodness, that was immediately validated the putting the card in the deck in the first place. Okay. Ooh, I'm a little sad I missed the 1-drop, but I can weave it in. Sleeper has been pretty good. I don't remember why I stopped playing Sleeper. It definitely feels like a card that is meant to be in this deck, and so to some extent. And 2 sounds like the perfect amount. It's a fantastic top deck. It's a really good early game. Okay, land is good. I'm always happy drawing lands with this deck. Until a certain point, obviously. Up to a certain point, of course, yeah. I'll give them no information on whether or not I'm going to kill that, but, I mean, they have to assume that I will. Oh, it's Jund. Okay, interesting. Jund is harder or easier than Rakdos? I actually don't know. Not sure. I feel like it's harder, depending on their list. But having green makes it a little bit trickier, definitely. If they're playing Unleash, stuff like that. Charm. Okay, I'm totally okay with that. Alright, I see what they're trying to do. Until your next end step, so they can play that next turn. Correct? No. Oh. Oh no, next end step literally. Okay, okay. Alright. I don't know if this is worth it. Sweep and get back one card. It's not bad. I also want to draw, but this is most mana efficient. If I don't find a land, I would be disappointed. Also, this will start clearing out my graveyard too, so... Alright, give me back. Give me back a creature, sure. Could maybe curve it out with the shield red, potentially. Invoke, sure. Invoke is okay. Spends their entire turn. Shield red number 1. With sleeper. Damage in. I'm just waiting for land. I'm really waiting for land here. I love having 26 in this deck. Every land feels so impactful. As long as you have Bankbuster or something. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, if you draw no Bankbuster, yeah. Uh-oh. Is this game over? I hope not. Okay, it's not. Holy moly. That was frightening. Very frightening. I doubt they're playing protection spells, but if they are, props to them. They deserve the win. Found token? Interesting. Keeping the sleeper around is definitely interesting. I don't mind it. Okay, wait. Yeah, I don't mind it, right? It's the same amount of... No, it's not the same amount of... Do I... No, I care about damage here more than anything. Yeah, I care about damage here more than anything. This is most damage. 4. Oh, and they... Wait, why did they do that sorcery speed? Are you kidding me? They actually... I can't believe they didn't do that sorcery speed when I was tapped out. That's so wild. So I have to sack 4, right? Maybe activating Mirex, actually. I'm probably sack... Ugh. No, I should activate Mirex, I think. I'll probably... Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna crew this. Sack. Deal the damage. Oh man, that was such a bad play, but they got rewarded for it. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. I am extremely disappointed. I was considering it, but they're like no good player would do that. Because at some point they're forced to do it, and then I can just respond with a go for the throw, so they should have done it when I was tapped out. Okay, I need to do 1 damage. I mean, what I can do is trade here, so I probably should. They don't have removal, obviously, which means they cannot draw an extra time here. So they only get one draw to, so this draw has to be removal. Otherwise, they're absolutely dead. And I still have ways of dealing direct damage with Trespasser, with my last Shield Red, with my 4 invokes that are still in the deck for some reason. Okay. I almost lost to that. I can't believe I almost lost to that. Okay, good. Good enough, good enough. This deck is really good. I think I built it. Yeah, this build feels really, really good. Now I'm happy with like literally every card. When the Toshiro version feels like sometimes Toshiro is not impactful at all, and that's where I really regret having it. At least in this build, everything feels like it has a really clear purpose in multiple situations. If you enjoy my content and would like to help me keep making it, consider joining my Patreon, where you'll gain access to a bunch of bonus videos, written sideboard guides, metagame tier lists, so for standard best of 3, for example, ranking all the decks, some game theory guides, as well as deck building guides, and other services depending on the tier, of course. Thank you to all the lovely patrons that are already subscribed, and I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one.